Oh wait, I didn't do the thing. I didn't do the countdown. I
Oh
didn't do the countdown.
no.
Oh, no, no
Right
countdown.
now.
Awesome. Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. You might have just seen our faces for a brief moment. We forgot the countdown, but the rest of the show will run smoothly, I'm sure. Reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets, and there is no second best audience to watch said show. Welcome, guys. I hope you have had a fantastic start to your year. If this is the first show that you've tuned in for this year, welcome back. Happy New Year. As we were kind of talking about yesterday, we had quite a bit to talk about given the candles that Bitcoin put in and you know, the resulting open interest wipes that occurred on altcoins. But we'll talk about that more in a second. You guys know me as Snorlax, also as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker, Max, Jackus, and Dr. Outlook, also known as Janet Yellen, as she is fondly known. But yeah, no, I hope everybody's had a great start to the year. Like I said, spent some time with your family, got away from the charts. I mean, that's always kind of like a double-edged joke because we know that's kind of impossible. But real quickly, guys, before we get cooking and sharing all that alpha, we went for about an hour and a half to 2 hours yesterday. We got over 100 likes. So a great start to the year. We always appreciate when you guys smash that like button before we get started. Of course, we'll bug you again. But it means a lot to us when you guys engage and enjoy our content. And if we can get to 100 likes again, I mean, that would be pretty awesome. I don't know if Jackus has any alpha prepared for you guys, but I'm sure he could conjure some up if we can get that like button smashed all the way up to 100. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty interesting canvas we kind of have or had yesterday to paint with, right? Kind of every time you have a huge leverage wipe, one of the very first things that you see people parrot is fill the wick. And there's a very good reason for that, right? I mean, typically when you do have one of these big, just gargantuan nuke candles, the reason that the wicks are formed and you get these big bounces seemingly, it's not necessarily always demand, right? It's more so from shorts closing as we hit take profits, as we hit support. And when you get shorts closing, you get forced buying into empty books, and it lifts the price all the way back up. And that's what we saw. And that's what we've seen, you know, historically speaking for crypto. So we usually go back and try to backfill some of these wicks to test the demand. But in strong bullish trends, that does not always happen. And that was something that we were debating yesterday. Is this going to be one of those occasions where we form a wick and then, you know, continue to bleed into the wick, carving out some sort of range for a few weeks? Or the most bullish scenario, which is a V recovery, right back up to where we were trading before the wipe, just take out the levered degens on a much healthier market now. I mean, look, let's talk about the facts. You know, open interest, Bitcoin only moved down 10% roughly. I mean, it was not a big move for Bitcoin, but on altcoins, you had a complete funding reset. I was just talking to Jackus about how much I had to pay in funding just to hold an ETH long for a few hours over the weekend. It was absolutely absurd. And the entire market was like that. And when you have everybody that has to pay that much funding, it takes a lot to support the market and continue that uptrend. But now we have empty books. We have open interest cleansed, especially on alts that went down 40 to 50% in open interest. That's a huge wipe on some of these large caps. I think you have set the stage for a V recovery in crypto. And what a sight that would be. It hasn't happened yet, obviously. And I think from a local standpoint, well, I guess Bitcoin is already breaking above the high that it set from the bounce yesterday, which I had as a structurally significant level. So I would like to see that continue holding for further upside. And if it does, you know, I think at this point I'm leaning more towards that V recovery situation on crypto into the ETF event. Which is, I guess, most officially on the 10th of January. I'm not sure. I've seen some people say that it could be as early as Friday. So volatility expected in crypto nonetheless, guys. Should be fun to trade either way. Stocks, I see we're making a pretty good recovery so far today. I saw we were down a little bit pre-market. I don't know if we've necessarily found a low locally, but I am expecting stocks to go higher at some point in January. Whatever chop happens in between, we'll see. Either way, guys, it's great to be back with you guys. Especially, like I said, if you weren't on the morning show, if you didn't tune in for the morning show yesterday, welcome back. But guys, what are we seeing in the markets today?
Well, first of all, what we discussed yesterday was the alpha, guys, with the likes. You guys press the likes. I shared the alpha, and that alpha is playing out right now, right? So I just wanted to say it's worth it. It's worth it for you each time, obviously. And I could share some alpha today if you guys want. Let me know what's the fair deal. If yesterday we did 100 likes, let me know. I actually want to know from you guys what's the fair number. Obviously it needs to be above 100. So let me know.
Jackus, we had the most likes we've ever had yesterday.
Did we?
Yeah, if you count the rerun as well, we had the most. We had the most likes that we've ever had yesterday. I think it was like 150 almost. Let me see. Let me just double check. You guys were crazy on the like button yesterday. So we finished with 147 likes on the stream yesterday, man. That's how you start 2024. We put a lot of emphasis on starting the year correctly, and they delivered.
They did. I'm proud of our community because they are faithful, they are awesome, loyal, they are engaging, smart. I love them, and they are pressing the like button. So
they are indeed.
Always need to insert a joke. Let's start cooking, guys. Let's start cooking. What are you seeing in the market?
We're gonna cook. We're gonna cook this morning. All right. That's for sure.
You guys know that Will used to actually be a chef. Like Will used to work as a professional chef. Like I'm not even I'm not making this up. Like this isn't a meme. I'm not over here like, oh, like Chef Jackus, Chef Will. Like, no, like Will actually used to cook literal food. He is an actual real life chef.
I'm an actual market chef.
Yeah. All right.
What you call it? Sorry about any background noise. I just saying that ahead of time. There's construction next door. But I still wanted to show up, so I figured me showing up is more important than worrying about background noise. I think like overall, a lot of people, they looked at this whole move. It's actually hilarious. Structurally on a daily, if you were to draw a trend line, you're in a full-on uptrend here, right? And it was either a make or break from where we were. Almost arguably call it maybe even a pennant. And we're kind of moving back into that range high. The question is, do we break higher or do we trade sideways? And I think that's kind of like your only two options. I know a lot of people will be like, well, what about breaking down further? I think that's just a hope and a pipe dream for a lot of people is that price will come lower. I think that right now you're within a range that makes sense. You're in a controlled range. And I think like if you continue to play that pattern, you're looking at accumulation occurring at current price range. And, arguably this thing, I think it does break out to the upside, doesn't actually break down to the lows, but there is a chance that you could come back down and revisit the low 40s. But that's it. That's it. And really, I don't even know if you'll get that because I think that wick down there was exactly what Tommy said, an OI flush. And I think like when you see OI flushes, you get buy-ups that try to fight that trend, and people are getting positions filled that they have set, essentially, right? And there are more positions sitting there more than likely waiting to get filled, and that's what causes support when it comes into a range. And I don't think that you got to look at it like this. Every time you hit a liquidity zone to the upside or downside, you're going to systematically see positions move up to front run the next drop, right? To front run the next drop, which means and this is how high, or we'll say lows get higher and higher, is price continually is moving to reposition a little bit higher so that those people that are at the previous price range never get filled. and that's what causes people to buy higher and push prices higher. And that's what we've continued to see all year is people continue to chase and chase and chase. And they're not chasing and holding positions. A lot of people are chasing positions, getting, 100% gain or whatnot in crypto, and then fully exiting it and then having to buy again back in later on at much higher valuations because they keep on cheating their positions over and over and over again. People are not willing to have conviction to hold into the next bull because they don't think the bull is coming. They think the top is in. I would say, arguably, looking at Bitcoin specifically, and I'll let some of you guys jump in here. If you were to zoom out, there's never been a time in history where Bitcoin has not exceeded its previous high in a cycle. It just never happened. And if you're like, well, this time's different, look, lots of times are different, but guess what? Every Sorry about that. I got a call. Every season is exactly the same, right? You have winter, summer, spring, and it can happen at different points. But guess what? Winter's always going to come if you get winter in your area, right? Summer's always going to come if you get summer in your area. So guess what? The Bitcoin cycle's always going to come as long as markets exist. And not only is it going to always come, it's going to exceed its previous high every single time. Will there be diminishing returns? Sure. We can argue diminishing returns all day. But to sit here and try and say this time is different and we're not going to topple the previous market.
I think he, oh wait.
Hello,
Rug.
did I rug or did you guys rug?
Yeah.
You're
You
back.
rugged.
Where did I end there? Where did I
10
end there?
seconds ago, you just wrote.
Oh,
You just
okay.
wrote.
So yeah, I had somebody like try to call in. No, I said basically you have winter, summer, spring months, and so on and so forth. Just like you're going to have Bitcoin cycles, and Bitcoin cycles are going to always exceed the previous high, so on and so forth. People can sit there and argue, well, this time's different. That's not going to happen. But guess what? Until that happens, you're wrong. You're just flat out wrong. You can sit there and say this time's different, but you're just assuming, right? That's like me going outside and be like, hey guys, lightning's gonna strike right here on the ground. Why? Because this time's different. You have no clue what you're talking about. Like literally zero. If you sit there and say that
Well,
it's gonna change. What's that?
I think I mean I agree. I think it's a little dangerous to say this time's different, but when you have a sample size of like 2 or 3 cycles, right? That's not a whole lot of data. You know what I mean? Like there's not
But
a
you
ton of
follow the
history.
data until the data doesn't work anymore.
Sure,
That's
sure,
the
sure.
point, and that's the point I'm getting to. It's not about I would say the timing, because time is simply a factor of strength, and strength is a factor of confidence, and confidence is a factor of strong investments versus weak investments, right? But I would say when you're looking at trend, we can just call it trend. We can call it whatever we want. 10 years for me is a decent amount of time, right, to be in the market. Because if you're going to argue that, as far as Bitcoin not being around long enough, then hey, why are people buying Tesla and tell me Tesla's a blue chip?
Yeah, no, I mean like the argument in terms of positivity and upside is being made though, right? Like the argument that we're trading like a post-halving year, right? Like in this region is
Oh,
saying this time is different, right? Because we should be trading in here somewhere,
no,
right?
no,
Like
I guess I'm not really arguing when we pop off versus
that we
every
pop off.
cycle we pop off, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
when you're within that window of cycle, or having that window of being within 6 months of on either side, you should start anticipating positioning against the market be moving to the upside, right, from its bear market. And I think that that's more the point that I'm trying to make than do we pop off before the halving versus after.
What do you think about here locally, guys? I mean, I think I guess real quick, like Tommy, what you were saying with liquidation cascades and the buyback from shorts closing, like I think of it as like all of this was probably shorts closing, right? That put in the wick and this little whatever price action. But this is a bid, right? Versus shorts closing. Like right here is the differentiator between like shorts closing on a liquidation versus a bid, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what we do right here. Cause like, I mean, I've been drawing this a few times, but like, you know, we're at value area high. We're all the way up here, right? Like we really haven't been able to close above it. And when we did, we just barted. So we're at a pretty key point, I think, in my opinion. So
I think we just gonna continue to range for a little longer on BTC. We currently have, inefficiency both below us and above us. There is that cluster that led to the breakdown. I think we are retesting that. Then we are retesting the cluster just below us, and just more range till end of the week seems like the ultimate scenario to me. I would be very surprised if like we just straight pump up. I do not think that's the case. At the same time, even less likely is that we do not continue the hard time from like higher from here. So far, I've seen zero evidence of that. And if you're gonna put in the USDT dominance chart, that's just they're just all saying. Just no, you can even stay on H4.
okay.
Right. Just look at that freaking shakeout candle. That's like this is your G pump in 2019, right? That's your G pump, and it's getting.
And just for those
retraced.
real quick that don't know what they're looking at, this has a negative correlation with like Bitcoin going up, ETH going up, so asset prices. So USDT, if this starts going down, you could expect Bitcoin and ETH and really the entire crypto asset class to rip aggressively upward. So
Yeah, but
Just
let's discuss why. It's because cash is coming out the side and it's starting to buy into assets.
yeah,
Essentially.
because sideline stable coins are rotating into volatile crypto assets. They're just simply yeah, exactly. But just not everybody's super familiar with this, so I just wanted to put
Good
that
point.
out there. Sorry, Jack, just keep going.
Oh, it's good. I just wanted to mention because Tucker was asking what are we thinking. So I gave myself, but I think there is lots of room for market upside and USDT dominance downside here, as we discussed yesterday on the alpha drop.
Jack, I have a question for you. Speaking of breaking out, do you think that it's possible that the likes on this stream will break out, or are we stuck in a consolidation here?
Oh,
for
hang on, Max. Hang on. I got you. You.
That depends. I do not know where we are.
Because we're at like 38 likes right now. And it's sad, and I'm exhausted, I come on here every day and I badger the audience, and I love these guys, but I feel bad having to just lather it on so thick every single day, hey guys, please like the stream. It really helps us grow, la-di-da-di-da. It's like we all say it at once, what's coming. But look at this. Who made this?
Jack has made this.
This is artwork. This is the Mona Lisa of Market Check. Guys, I'm once again asking for help to smash the like button. Guys, if you are enjoying the content, please don't let Max Sanders, okay? I'm Bernie Sanders' long lost son, Max Sanders. Please, if you are enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. Don't just hit it, okay? Don't hit it. Don't strike it. Don't fondle it. Don't caress it. Smash that like button, guys. Hit it so hard. So let the like button know what's up, guys. Let it know. But yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys. But again, it really, really does wonders for the algorithm. It helps us grow as a channel, and we're growing so quickly because of your guys' continued support. So let's see, 44 likes. I mean, it's still a little weak, but I get it. It's kind of like a cloudy morning. Everyone's tired. I get it. It's fine. It's fine. But we'll get back to the show. I know you guys will come. I know you're going to come through. I don't have to keep going, and we don't have to go over like what the like goals are. You guys will come through. Let's get back to the show. You guys are going to enjoy the alpha dump as you always do. And then when it feels right, no pressure, you just hit that like button. That's it. What do you think, Tucker?
Hey, we should take a look at XRP too if we get time this morning. Looks really good.
Man, look at Evan Casey.
Oh, Evan.
Not fade, man. You don't fade Evan.
No, you cannot fade
Never
Evan.
been wrong once. Never been wrong.
So yeah, this guy Ruse wanted us to look at Caspa. So I mean, look, I think you kind of done this bleed into the lows, and then right, you bled, and then you just started stacking higher lows, right? That's what that is. We swept this wick back here. We hit the midpoint of that FVG. I think it's probably pretty good for upside. I guess I'm on MEXC right now. Let me do KuCoin. That's better. Yeah, look at that thing. This wick on Caspa on the daily was 35%, guys. Like that's a big wick. So, higher lows, sweep, I mean, bleed into support. I think this thing probably moves up pretty soon.
I have a problem there. I have no idea what to think of the MEXC not going down there.
Yeah, that's real. Let's see.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that the exchange is sketchy and you can't even withdraw your Caspa right now?
Is it?
Can you not?
People are getting, well, you can. People are getting hung up with like 12-hour plus delays on withdrawals.
They literally turned it off over Christmas break, I think.
Ooh, isn't that how the Mount Gox thing happened?
Shit.
They delayed withdrawals because they didn't have the cash flow, so they had to like slowly deploy.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people online trying to spin it as a bullish catalyst. Like, they don't have enough cash for people to withdraw. They're going to have to start aping on other exchanges so that they can, meet the withdrawals.
They should have enough cash on hand.
There's an easy explanation to that claim, Max, to prove it if it's right or wrong, and is it happening with other coins as well? Because if it is, then it's if it is, then it's not about Caspa at all. Like, that argument is completely invalid if it's happening with other coins as well.
No, I think it's the exchange. I don't think it has anything to do with Caspa. That's
I just know I follow a lot of Caspa guys. They were pretty annoyed by it, but I don't really trade much on MEXC, so I don't know. That is a good point though, Jackus. If somebody out there watching knows, yeah, please let us know. I'm curious if it's an exchange thing or if it was just Caspa. So,
yeah, I think
I would imagine they're not stopping Caspa.
Juiced.
No, they are not. They are not. It's just very annoying for anyone that's because MEXC was one of the first ones to list Caspa, right? So lots of people, I imagine, got their Caspa and are holding their Caspa there. So it's worrying. Not for Caspa like long term, but for those guys, right? That's holding this.
I think it's about to freaking pump, guys. Locally, I think we're about to just boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, I do want to bring up one though that hasn't been talked about in a long time, and probably not a lot of people invest in it or like it or so on and so forth, and a lot of people meme it, and it's XRP because I think
I meme it. Will I meme it?
That one looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, just zoom out,
Dude,
draw
XRP,
your normie trend.
I'm really torn on XRP. I'm so torn on XRP. It's either going to
one
break
of three cryptos that are not a security.
Upward. It's either going to break up and do a 6x in like 30 days, or it's just going to keep. It's going to keep doing nothing.
10x.
Look at these lows, man.
It's good. It's going to do nothing for a little bit longer, but you guys seen the tweet I posted today, right?
The uptrend is nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is nice.
I do stand by it. That I do not know to what extent to the upside it goes, but I know accumulation when I see one, and it's really all setting up. And whenever it's ready, and I think I know when it is, there is a secret alpha, guys, that I won't be sharing today, but I will share it on the BB Discord, right? And you guys can join the BB Discord, and you can do it with if you guys want to support us, you can do it with the links in our bios that we have. You can choose whichever one of us you like. You can do that with the link, but I'll be sharing that one privately because it's too much alpha. It's even too much for YouTube. I'm not even kidding, and I know when XRP is going to fly. I know the levels, but private.
Yeah, there's
Can
definitely
can you pull up a different exchange? I think there's more price history if you find another one.
XRP Bitcoin also has just been that's something I've noticed on the Bitcoin chart is it's just been grinding up for like multiple years at this point.
This is either like the biggest bull flag of all time, or it's just a dead coin. I have no idea.
That's what I posted yesterday, Max. Like this thing's either going hero or zero this cycle, man.
Like, dude, it's literally gonna like see that move right there, Tucker, in 2018, where it just gapped up like 300%.
Yeah.
It's either gonna do that or it's just gonna never leave this range ever. I don't know.
There is one last bump
we did
to it.
see that.
There is one last bump to XRP, and that's it. One last.
But Jack,
we did get that.
You think it's gonna do like a big move from here? You think it's gonna go vertical?
Yes. It will take a bit more time though, but it's coming this year.
Like that.
Man. It could.
So once again, guys, if you want to know that alpha, the BB Discord. And if you want to support us, use the link in our bios, whichever guy you enjoy.
Yeah,
that
you want to see some. Go ahead.
You support us as well.
You want to see some more alpha that was shared in the BB Discord?
This was a banger, Tucker.
This was just guys.
Tucker found that one early, man. I don't even know how you nabbed that one at like 5 million market cap.
Jesus.
On the wick, dude, I aped on sight as soon as I heard it was an Eigenlayer thing. Aped on sight, man. Yeah, that was a banger. BB Discord gets them all first, guys.
Yeah, they're gonna get BB Terminal first too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be epic. Guys, the title of today's show, I want to dive into this a little bit. I named it "Altcoins About to Melt Upward," but which ones? I want to dubiously speculate on which alts are going to pull 10x's from here, because if we're not doing that, then what are we doing all this for?
10x's. I don't know about 10x's, but I have a few that I definitely think could go 2 or 3x in the next few weeks. For the compounders, that's more than good enough.
All right, Tommy, don't be shy. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
all right, let's talk about some tickers. One of the things that I really like is BeamX from a chart standpoint. I think it looks a lot exactly like Say before Say basically tripled in like a week and a half. I kind of that's my expectation for BeamX into the end of the month. Not gonna lie, this seems to be a very hot ticker. I personally, I don't agree with the bullish fundamental thesis on it, but a lot of people do, and you have to put go aside on things like this. And I think it's going to go higher. You look at one of the conversations we were having before we went live was, I mean, look, guys, what's catching the most bids since yesterday? It's not just Bitcoin and ETH, but it's clearly ETH beta. I think the market is tipping its hand at the rotation that it's kind of leaning towards over the next few weeks. And naturally, one of the first things that you do when you look for ETH beta to bid is you go on something like a DEX screen or a DEX tool. So you look at what is attracting the most volume and on-chain attention. That's something Wabi talks about. It's an attention economy at the end of the day. What do people have their eyes on-chain? And Beam is not only top 2 or 3 as far as Ethereum coins getting volume on-chain, but you can also clearly see the publicity and hype that it's kind of gathering on Twitter. There was a big player T-WAPing it yesterday. So I just think in general, you can't really go wrong with ETH beta if ETH is about to catch a big rotation, right? And then maybe we see that rotation back into Sol ecosystem coins after people realize that the network is still unusable for most on-chain stuff.
Me and Tommy are in sync, man, with the ETH play. I definitely that's why we started aping some, and we're not gonna name them Tommy, some shit coins on Ethereum, because We're definitely seeing that
I
rotation
find that
starting to play.
I find it disrespectful that somebody who owns as much Pepe as me was not included in that grouping of you who are aping ETH
You've
beta.
been in ETH.
I okay. Will, you know
We
what?
rotated to it. You've been in it.
You are the rotator. I am the I don't even I'm like a ETH shitcoin maxi at this point. There was no rotation. I just stay in a constant flow state of ETH beta is what I do.
Man, I was before you said that, Max. I was going to say that well, there could be many coins that do 10x the cycle, but the meme coins are always gonna do that, right? Each cycle, and I think this cycle it's really Pepe. So I think there will be coins that do maybe more, but I think Pepe is like the safest bet in that regard because it's going to be the ultimate gamble.
I have to show you guys a chart. I'm gonna pull
Pepe
it, Tommy.
doesn't look bad, by the way.
Hang on, boys. You ready for this? Oh man, who could have foreseen? Just wait, guys.
That is some massaging, Max. Wow.
Yeah, I've been spending too much time in front of the screens lately, and what happens is I get these beautiful looking charts, but then my eyes get itchy because I stare at the screen too long. But it's worth it, for you guys, it's worth it. But I tweeted this out. I didn't include Pepe on it because I feel like I've been annoying on Twitter, literally just like talking about Pepe every two tweets. But then I did end up making an amendment and tweeted it out also. But I'm pretty sure that we are about halfway up our new bull market. We've been making that case on here for weeks now, that this time may in fact actually be different. And you may see Bitcoin pressure the all-time high, its all-time high, maybe before the halving, which has never happened before. And if this does play out, I think there's some pretty clear, recognizable signs of Bitcoin being a leader and a dominant force to be reckoned with or to be faded for the first half of the bull market. And just look at Bitcoin dominance. There's been some altcoins that have performed very well. The new shiny toys, like the Says, like the Celestias, whatever. That's great, but I'm talking about legacy altcoins and Ethereum and stuff like that. They've all been lagging Bitcoin. Hence, Bitcoin dominance has been trending up for over a year now. But it's interesting. You go through these transition phases where Bitcoin leads the very beginning, altcoins and meme coins, shit coins, they sit there and they watch, for the most part, new projects aside. And then you get this transition zone when the real euphoria starts, when everybody goes crazy and the real speculation begins. Bitcoin pauses, ranges, chops, reaccumulates, and then before it starts its real last parabolic expansion to the upside before the next all-time high and global top, you start to see meme coins coil, and then they begin to dramatically outperform. So if you look at where I think that we're at, I think sometime in Q1, you're going to start to see the meme coins, the shit coins. Will's outlook is going to be a billionaire by the end of the cycle because he's been going dumpster diving. But if you look at where we're at right now, Pepe looks to be doing precisely what Doge did in October, November, and December of last year, or I'm sorry, in 2020, right before the crazy bull market began. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking Pepe is going to go well past its previous all-time high. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, look at the fractal speaks for itself. I've outlined it as clearly as I possibly can. Here it is.
Max,
Boom. Jackus.
I like the fractal, but I will be a little bit of party pooper here.
No. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, it could play out here, though. But there are few things that should be mentioned, and that's that on the left, like you can make any fractal sort of fit sometimes, and the one on the left has the difference that happened after the halving, right? Versus this one is happening before, and it was also where BTC has already been trading below its all-time highs. And also, Pepe, I think, needs more accumulation on the weekly before the rip up. I do agree that it does rip up very high. Like the way you say, I do think that happens with Pepe. Pepe is the meme token of the cycle. I'm just not sure, and I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong, but I'm just not sure it's the time yet for this mega upside. I could be wrong here though, and I hope I am.
I hope you are too, but I mean, I'm not blind to it. Like, I think it could happen because everything you said is correct. Like, this time would be materially different. Are we really halfway up to a new all-time high for Bitcoin? It sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but I'm open to it because we might have a perfect storm for it to happen. If it does, then this fractal is going to play out. If this is just an aggressive bear market rally and we're going to reaccumulate between 30 and 50K for 6 months, zero chance this is going to happen. It's going to die with a whimper. But I want to position for it in case Bitcoin goes to 60K or 70K.
Yeah.
Because if Bitcoin goes to 60 or 70K, Pepe is going to go to an all-time high.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like if BTC is going straight to new all-time highs from here, there is a very good chance that many of these alts will make new all-time highs too once BTC is finished. Like if you look back when Doge really started to run in that on that left side, it was really after BTC made all-time highs, right? So it was basically after, like, when is the exact day of the pump? It's
So
like
this was, yeah. I mean, it was.
I just want that one day after the blue line, that one pump. No, uh, right, a little bit.
Oh, right here,
Yeah, this one. Yeah,
January 1st. Funny enough.
yeah. So if we yeah, if we actually extrapolate that, that would be around BTC like 70-80K. So if we do go there in a straight line, which I'm just having such a hard time thinking, but if that happens, then I think yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it was very clearly when Bitcoin made an all-time high.
I think you're better comparing something like Pepe to something like Bonk, because Bonk came before Pepe, right? It had its first run up just like Pepe, and now arguably Bonk has just absolutely exploded to the upside, and I think that Pepe will follow that same pattern. And I think it's just a lot of people are fading that when it comes to Bonk and Pepe. And I think you should probably run those two charts beside each other and just kind of look at that breakout pattern so that's break down.
Who has the most history on Bonk? Oops.
Probably Mexi, if not Dex Screener.
Always.
Each time you guys say bonk, I still hear bonk, man.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
Yeah,
We got a
think
super chat from Ozil.
Pepe is just simply it's lagging Bonk, essentially.
Roosters and monkeys. I don't know about that, Ozio. Oh, Avax has the rooster. Who's got a monkey?
Who's got a monkey meme coin?
I don't know who's got the monkey.
All of those bottoms are very similar when it comes to the two.
But I feel like, the most memes are not with the dog, not with the cat, but with the frog. So the most meme is frog.
So here's
I think you gotta put them on separate and then copy the bars and then paste. But you do you.
Yeah, I mean, all coins aren't going to be everybody's cup of tea, Bert. But typically here at Because Bitcoin, we like to out-compete our regular stats, which means we're trying to stack stats, which means you try and buy a better performer to be able to get the asset that you want at basically exponentials, right? You're making exponentials over your original asset. So let's say I'm going for the SPY, right? Which is kind of like your staple when it comes to stocks. Then I want to buy anything that can outpace SPY so I can buy more SPY. And let's say I'm going for Bitcoin. Well, then I want to buy anything that can outpace Bitcoin so I can buy more Bitcoin. And I think so many people like they just underestimate the value in that process. It's actually insane.
Man, I absolutely loved Pete's comment. Can we put it up?
What I think, Max, if you look at Bonk and you look at Pepe here,
I don't see it. I don't see it.
no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're maybe in our third run up there. Like it's a lagging process. They're not the
No,
same.
you'd have to see this with Pepe, and then that.
Well, we already saw that. Look, if you scroll out more on Bonk, like that's your first run up right there. Look, before you actually go exponentials to the upside, look right there to your left. No. So
I know.
before it completely chads.
What you're talking about? This?
Yes, correct. I think we're somewhere in there.
Oh, brother.
When it comes to price.
I'm still waiting for Will to say that one line today.
I could see that, Will. It's definitely different time frames, right? Like I could see it's kind of like the little 1, 2. It's like, yeah, I could see.
It's a very similar pattern. It's a very similar
You
pattern.
might have to go lower time frame on Bonk, Tucker. Like you might have to go on Bonk to like the 6 hour and Pepe
Or higher on Pepe.
I'd go lower. Probably look cleaner.
Where is it? There it is. You gotta really.
Yeah, I mean we're stretching a little bit.
Hang on.
We're stretching a little bit. That's fine.
Well, I look at the end of the day, I'm comparing shitcoins to shitcoins. Right?
I see it though, Will. Like I see it. I see it.
That's what I'm seeing. Like you got your big drop right there in Bonk. I think that's what we just hit in Pepe.
Ooh, we did kind of get a little.
Yeah, you see the W formation low and then
Yeah.
the rip out the W.
All right, Tucker, massage this for us. Let's see.
It's the same pattern. It's literally
I
the
don't
same
know,
pattern.
man. It's gonna be tough to massage.
you know what it's pointing to, Tucker. You don't want to say it, but
I mean, where do you even, you know?
Let's put it this way: if that happens, I'm gonna be one happy man.
Yeah. And how high does this thing go?
If that happens,
I can't even.
Max is just buying his private Iceland and be like, "Ciao, guys." Ciao.
if Pepe pulls a bonk right here and goes to like deca billion market cap, I'll get a Pepe tattoo on my ass.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people, Max, they look specifically at market cap. What happens if the founder comes in and just starts burning a bunch of tokens?
Who? Pepe guy?
Yeah.
I think they locked it up. They just tweeted it out. It's like they had like an audit done, and they've got their treasury locked up now, which definitely.
Oh, is it locked up?
Yeah, it's definitely reassuring because it wasn't before, I don't think, but it is now.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not terrible, honestly.
I mean, Logan, Bonk is a meme coin. It's 100% a meme coin. I mean,
10X.
honestly, I don't know how they get around any type of legalities if the SEC wanted to come after.
But that's not even the
Solana for
full
using
move. I couldn't even. Oh my god, I couldn't even get like the full. Here, hang on. We'll get it.
Wait, is someone claiming that Bonk is not a meme coin?
They said you don't know what Bonk is to Solana. It's like it's a shit coin. That's what it is to Solana.
It's a shit coin.
It's a new revolutionary tech right now.
Bonk
offers
is not,
nothing.
Bonk
It
is not
takes everything.
Solana what Doge is to Bitcoin. They're not remotely similar.
They're not. Yeah, they're not even close to the same.
I would almost go as far to say that Bonk might not pump again. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
bro.
I think it'll pump again, but I'm more in the camp that Bonk is not going to pump again than I am in the camp that it's closer to Doge than a meme coin, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Tucker, can you do some percentages here, man? This is
no, yeah, it would be silly. It would be absolutely silly.
Not really. I think it's gonna go to 6.9 billion.
Logan, people thought the same thing about Shiba. They thought the same thing about every single meme coin out there. They're all meme coins.
Tucker. And that's when people start buying in and they go, "Oh, Pepe to $1."
No, dude, Pepe to $1 would be a market cap of like 10 trillion or something.
What's 18,000%? Is that
180x?
You don't remember XRP to $400? Isn't that what it was?
589?
No.
589.
But yeah.
589. No, what's a
It'd be 180
No.
billion.
Do you
108
guys
billion
remember?
market cap. I'd be 108 billion market cap, Tucker.
No,
right
but do you remember the meme with
500
Shiba?
mil.
Shiba to a penny. Remember? Everybody was saying Shiba to a penny from like 3,000 zeros.
Here's the deal about this fractal, guys. Is Pepe's going to top at 69 billion market cap. End of discussion. It can end no other one. Okay.
So what is that? 110x.
So 69.
So you're looking at like 110.
Bro, I don't think it's going
Like
higher than
40 or
10x.
50 billion.
Yeah, it's like 115. It's 115 roughly, give or take.
Look, I
115x.
cut the position at 50. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you kind of have to. I remember when Max and I were trading the Pepe pump as holders, and we were in earlier, much earlier than the final 10x, but I know we got back on board for that last 10 or 15x pump that it had over the last week and a half or so, and we were kind of debating where we wanted to sell, and a lot of it was just kind of based on that market cap. Is this going to flip SHIB right now, or is this going to stop maybe a little bit before 5 billion, maybe even 4 billion? But it was fun. It's like one of those times when you're just kind of speculating about your bags, because you're up so many multiples that you can kind of get away with doing it, and you're allowed to dream a little bit. But it'd be cool to see Pepe run like this. I will say, I don't always play meme coins, but playing Pepe in the spring, even though I fumbled a phenomenal entry on it as a whole, was maybe my favorite moment of 2023 from a trading standpoint, because the vibes on a daily basis were impeccable. The entire timeline was pretty euphoric about it, at least in my circles. So I'd love to see that kind of happen again, maybe with different community leaders pushing the token this time.
Bro, Logan said can lead you to water but can't make you drink. Bro, you got to understand what a market cap is, first off, Logan. Second off, you have to understand utility, which none of these have, right? And then third off, you have to understand when you're in a cult versus buying an asset to make money. Those are the three factors before you can start investing.
I mean, Bonk will do fine. Like, it's not like it's going to just bleed out and die from here. But you're talking about what upside is left at this point. And you're also talking about a meme coin that's already reached like 5 to 10 billion in market cap. How much upside do you think is realistic from that point for Bonk? And I'm telling you, it's probably not going to break Doge's all-time high of last cycle. Absolutely not. I mean, what did Doge go to though? Like, shit, I don't even remember where it went. Probably
Doge
like
peaked at 75. It peaked at like 75 billion market cap.
Yeah. I mean, meme coins are very fickle, right? So every time can be different, but marginally, how much upside do you think is left on Bonk beyond like a trade standpoint? Maybe it makes another high locally, but who knows? I am bullish on Solana. Let me say that as the original Solana fudder, but could take some time to play out.
Yeah, I think Solana, if you're talking Solana, I can get on board and be like, all right, Solana has a lot of attention, has a lot of growth potential. Things on Solana have a lot of attention, a lot of growth potential. But I think like saying a meme coin that's pumped exponentials over its low is like the soul of the chain. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It sounds to me like you're trying to sell me snake oil, and I don't buy snake oil.
Sell me this pen, Will. It has Bonk on
it. Did that pen come from my pocket that you're trying to sell me right now? So just
the pen has Bonk on it.
It has Bonk on it. Got it.
But I mean, I think Solana can go crazy. People, I think that is ultimately the most bullish case for a Bonk, is that I don't think the Sol rally is remotely done. People want a cool off period. And this is something I was talking about with the Giga Chads. I'm kind of opening up more and more to the idea that a lot of these altcoins put in kind of like these very quick accumulation cycles in an uptrend. You know, it basically structures that kind of look more like Bitcoin in 2017 to 2018 when it was trending higher versus, you know, a lot of what we're used to are these altcoins they pump really aggressively. And then they have these, 70, sometimes even 90% cyclical drawdowns. And it's almost like I almost kind of feel like we're not going to see the cyclical level of drawdown to that degree. And you see it more to like a 40 to 50% fairly quick consolidation into continuation. And if that's the case, right, then Solana is probably already carved out its range low or in the process of doing so very, very soon. And you likely see some consolidation around the range that we've kind of traded over the last week, right? Like 125 to, I think it went all the way down to 80. So something like that, right? And then, you know, it rips. Solana rips. What happens with Bonk? Who knows? But I do think if that's going to be the case for Solana and you get some sort of range up here that rips into 400 and 500, Bonk's probably going to go higher, you know?
Who could have foreseen?
I will say I was friends with somebody who
Boom.
was in Bonk just absolutely stupid early. Absolutely stupid early. And they, I think, are still a believer in the coin. So not that they held their original bag, but they've been in and out multiple times. And I know they're still pretty bullish on it because they're bullish on Sol.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't hate on
Yeah,
anybody.
but how many exponentials do you think Bonk has from here? How many X's, Tommy? Just from your thought process, do you
Probably
think Bonk has?
fewer exponentials than With, for example. You know, so it's just kind of all about how you want to play Solana beta at the end of the day.
With is gonna tear. Deviation, bro.
People are gonna sleep on it until it actually rips hard, and
here we
that's
go.
That's the greatest thing about this space, man. People sleep on everything, and then once it rips, then they become a culty.
Easy PO3, guys. What are we talking about here?
Can you pull up the deck screener one with more price history? Is that possible?
No, this one's more bullish, Max. Yeah. What would it be? With Sol? No, what is it?
Just a side note, guys, it's kind of unreal how many bots there are under any tweet that talks about crypto, that just talk about like these trader accounts I've never heard of. You know, the botted replies.
Hey, did we see Remy the Whippet left a super chat?
Did he?
Yeah, Remy, thank you very much. $10. Thank you, Remy.
Thank you, Remy.
TIA going to 30 billion market cap. That is all. Appreciate you guys. Got in at 236 because of this channel. Oh, thank you, Remy.
Yes, Wimmy.
Hey, Render too. Somebody asked about Render when we get a chance.
AI coins, man. I saw the AI coins kind of. Oh, that's definitely the wrong With chart.
Yeah, no, I know. It was a Trader Joe chart.
And guys, just a real quick reminder, if you haven't liked the stream yet, please just consider taking one quick moment and hitting that thumbs up button for us. It really helps us grow, helps boost the channel. So if you are here and you are a market check enjoyer, please consider hitting that like button either here on YouTube or just taking one quick moment on Twitter and hitting that heart button. Super easy on Twitter. Also, if you are new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is our daily live YouTube show and now Twitter. We are live with this entire cast of us five here. Tucker, Snorlax, me, Jackus, and Will's Outlook. Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time. It's basically like a 2-hour-long alpha dump. You know, we just come on here, we talk TA, charts, narratives, price, have some fun. It's a great time. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed if you are new here so that you can be notified of when we go live. And again, thanks so much for the support. Please, reminder, just a quick like. That's all we ask. Just a quick like on the stream. And yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys. Back to you, Tucker.
Yeah, it looks like I mean, it still looks good. It still looks good, obviously. But, I mean, looks like we're in an uptrend. And then, you know, maybe we started a downtrend. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Boom, boom.
AI coins have run the hardest first.
Yeah.
Pretty much since the start of 2023. But I also don't think they're going to see that. I mean, you can see it with RNDR, right? I mean, it has just kind of these like they don't have the cyclical pullbacks as much as, you know, they have maybe 30-50% from the highs into a consolidation and ultimately higher. But AI coins are probably just going to be perpetual bid all cycle. That's my thought.
I do think so, but I also think that we are slowly moving away, you know, from the times where people could just mention AI and they're stuck with, whether it's stock or you know, some shitcoin. Their token would just insta pump, you know, 10, 20, 30%. So I think we are moving away from that time, and the projects or companies, they will have to start to deliver actually some you know, profitable business or some sort of that. But I do think that, as you say, Tommy, AI is going to be the next level of productivity growth, right?
I think part of the issue with the AI coins right now in crypto is that people don't really know what to bid. Like there's render, there's fetch, and then there's BitTensor, and that's basically it as far as
CTXC too, and there's few others as well.
Most of them are fairly not as well known, though, I think, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I think if you were to ask most VCs in crypto, what are the best AI tokens to ape? And this is a conversation I was having with a friend probably a week or two ago. They didn't even know what BitTensor was, you know, RapTau. But I mean, some of my smartest friends are insanely bullish on that token, for example. So there are ways to get exposure to AI in crypto right now. I still don't know if I highly doubt that these are the best ways to get exposure to crypto by the end of the cycle. But, you know, I think the ones that are out there, there's clearly just a persistent demand because people feel obligated to have exposure to AI, given that like the hype cycle on it is crazy. It has been since 2023. You know, you saw it with NVIDIA when it basically did like a 200 or 300% on a mega cap tech stock. That's, you know, in that degree, it was pretty insane to think about. So you'd have to imagine like how much is NVIDIA worth and how much are AI coins in crypto worth right now? Probably going to be some sort of rotation, you know, into AI coins for crypto continued.
Oh, that's another one is PAL. I forgot about PAL.
Someone asked about ICP this morning too.
I don't know about any of that noise.
Oh, you know.
ICP, man.
You know, man. Don't hate. Don't hate
I'm
because
hating.
you weren't part of the party, bro. All right.
No, I'm hating.
You weren't part of the party.
I'm pleasantly hating.
I remember seeing this trade on Coinbase near $1,000.
Dude,
this was like the most savage pump and dump on retail that I've ever seen, honestly. And it was Coinbase encouraged it, but I mean, this is the type of chart, Will. I know you love these type of charts. There's a lot of room to the upside on this if it can get rolling, and it's a TikTok coin. I do know that.
Yeah. I mean, future finance. Here we go. We're gonna pump soon. I promise. Oh my God, we're so back. It's over.
Bro, it's at $14 from 4.
It's already at 6.5.
It's at $14 from 1,000. All right, that's the reality.
That's where we're going back to. What do you
Let's
mean?
live in reality.
We're going back to 1,000. Don't hate.
I will say most of the dilution has already been done.
Thank you. There you go, Tommy. There you go.
That's why we're so low.
And then it's wag me.
Look, dilution. You're laughing now, Tucker. You're laughing now. Wait till it hits 50.
How high do you think this can pump, Will? Just asking because it is already.
I think 50 easy. I think 50 easy. That's your first resistance right there.
What's the fundamental case for it?
And from 4, it doesn't matter. It's called liquidity.
Coin, I thought you cared about utility, Will. What happened to that?
It does. Look, if you go there, they have a literal freaking decentralized internet. They have what they call capsules. They do have an incentive program for devs. Like it's not just a shit coin as far as a project goes. But yeah, it got demolished in 2021.
They just nuked it on retail, man. They nuked it all on
And
retail. And
but
they're
here's the
using
thing. Here's
funds
the
to
thing.
pump price.
Sam came out. Sam's the one who nuked it. Sam's the reason this chart looks the way it does.
It was
He
pretty bad
bottomed up and
before
shoved
Sam
it down.
got a hold of it.
Yeah.
By the way, changing the subject because it's getting kind of heated.
Oh no,
Uh,
it's we're just making fun of ICP.
Yeah.
But when we talked about BitTensor, where do you think it goes, Tommy? Because I feel like it may be topped here temporarily, and I think it does like -50, -60% drop before further upside. What do you think?
I will say some of my friends who bought it at like $50 did a good bit of de-risking within this range. It does not look that good, but we'll see how deep of a pullback it actually gives, because every time it has, it's been eaten up very quickly. And yes, that's pretty common theme in strong uptrends. But I'm curious to see where it goes, Jackus. I'll be honest, because I do feel that the AI coins have probably pumped locally, so they might kind of cool off here and let other beta run. But on a higher time frame, this seems to be the AI coin with the most upside. Let me see what the market cap is at this point.
Maybe there is also one more worrying sign. I've never paid much attention to it, but for some reason retail does, and that's that it seems very expensive. Like
Yes. That's my biggest worry with it. That's actually why I sold it in last January, because I didn't like buying like a $45-$50 token at that valuation.
Yeah, like they could just, the thing is, and I really, once again, I personally do not understand this, but for some reason retail will rather buy the exact same coin with way more tokens in circulation. They just cost like 0.24 cents, right? Like it would be the same, just add few numbers, and it's the same. Everything's the same, but for some reason retail will like to buy that coin instead of something that costs $300. So
did you see who is reworking their tokenomics to account for just that?
Are they doing that?
Maker is. I
Maker,
saw the joke is it's Maker with hat now. So they're gonna they're basically launching a new token, new chart. It's the same asset, but the tokenomics are gonna be more attractive to retail.
Yeah, like for example, Pepe, right? They can think like that's the discussion we had, and they can look at Pepe and be like, "Man, if this goes to $1, right, or if it goes to the same price as Doge's, I'm going to be a billionaire and gonna buy my own private island, Iceland or whatever."
I do not sound like that, Jackus.
No. Just a little bit.
I do want to say this. A lot of these projects, they seem like they're trying to like create some kind of like social experiment to try and see what retail will bite on the most versus actually creating a project that's bringing fundamentals, right? And you see this a lot when you see projects continually shift or move the goalpost on like how they're doing their tokenomics, how they're doing this and that, because they're constantly trying to attract liquidity versus trying to create utility. And I see it, and that's why I love the factor that you brought up Maker, because I think Maker is one of those. Luna arguably was one of those, right? They're like, how can we finesse retail into thinking that this is the future? Oh, we'll add an algorithm and we'll attach it to a stable coin. We'll attach a volatile coin to a stable coin and think that that's going to work. And I told people too, like, hey, this isn't going to work because you're talking about something that should be static in price being priced against something that's very erratic in price. And I was like, at some point, these two should decouple. And that's exactly what ended up happening. They ended up decoupling from each other for that reason specifically. And I think like a lot of this ends up being a social experiment that at the end of the day, for a lot of these projects, that ends up, costing a lot of people a lot of money for their investment choices. But at the same time, it's good to pay attention to these things because you can find out what works and what doesn't work, and where you can see liquidity flow due to the way that retail reacts to certain types of tokenomics and so on and so forth. I think that's something to always pay attention to too. I think a lot of people They pay attention to price and volume, and I do too. But I think there's a little more factor there, and that the other factor is, what has worked historically, and can we find that being recreated again somewhere else that may attract new retail participants.
Man, we
It's
have a
all about
lot
repackaging the Ponzi. That's what it is.
Exactly.
for
Exactly.
sure.
It's
For
always
sure.
about creating a Ponzi that doesn't sound like a Ponzi.
Guys,
Neat
we have a
cycle.
ton. We have a
The
ton of
same.
tickers being dropped in the
Come,
chat.
come
man.
with a come with a new buzzwords, with new revolutionary tech.
Tommy, do we want to talk about this?
No, he's talking about a different one, Tucker. Let's
No.
prioritize the YouTube requests first, and then we can get to the Twitter ones.
Oh,
By the way, when we talked about Luna, I still think like having a decentralized stablecoin would be perfect, like very awesome. Like there's an actual need for that, right?
I just don't love that they're decentralized. Like DAI is probably the best one at this point, and I mean, how much of it is in treasury bonds and U.S. banks at this point?
Yeah.
I want a fully decentralized stablecoin. I liked MIM at the time with
Yeah.
Spell. That was fun. And then one day it depegged like 20 to 30% when Danny was. I know Janet remembers Danny. When I remember when it came out that he was a part of the like the mafia and laundering money for Bitfinex and Tether through MIM.
Yeah. Yeah. Danny's a funny character. I think a lot of people underestimate, the power of I guess narratives or stories. But
That's a cult, man. He had a cult.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious. I think and these are things, and that's what I was saying. Historically, you want to look for cults, but you want to look for cults that seem like they're smart versus like cults that just say words, right? Buy this. That, like, don't let them scare you. Like those type of things, like those are just like, base conversations. Whereas you get much more intelligent people like Danny, and then I would even say the guy from Safe Moon, right? He built a cult too that worked out really well in his favor. So
Heck.
all those type of plays, that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a cult type play and you're looking to not be a part of the cult but play on the cult mentality, then you're looking for those type of individuals who just have a higher IQ than most. I wouldn't say most. I'd say actually they look for very low IQ people to follow them, I guess, at the same time.
Well, if you are playing community this cycle, then Caspa.
Yep.
Yep. That's a very intelligent and committed cult.
Colts are bullish.
I won't invest in something with size unless there's literally a cult. And I actually gauge that by posting charts on Twitter, and you just hashtag it. And then when the cult catches wind of it, if they freak out and your post blows up, it's a good investment.
Oh, dude, the Caspa people go wild.
It's
wild.
If I post Caspa, guaranteed like viral.
Yeah.
Anytime you post Caspa, they're all over it.
And we've seen Wabe abusing that a little bit. Where
he said Bitcoin was just a test net for Caspa.
Because Caspa is truly Satoshi's vision, and then it just goes viral.
Yeah.
He's just triggering the Bitcoin community. That's a little different, right? That's a different type of play.
It's both. It's both.
I think
he's a
Caspa
humble farmer, is what he is. A humble farmer.
He just farms and loves his crops. That's all.
It really depends on what type of people you want to attract to yourself, because you can, and I've learned this over the years too. Like Twitter is my testnet, and you can attract lots of people in a way where you just talk about random shit coins that are popular. They will give you likes, but they do not care about you. They just care that you pump their shitcoin, right? So if you're going to be just repeatedly, shilling, Gaspa, and this has nothing to do with the fundamentals. Now, I'm just saying, right? That there have been guys that have been shilling Rune or Luna, and when Luna died, they died basically. So, and I hope not physically, but like you know what I mean. But on social media, because yeah, so ideally you wanna attract people because you actually have knowledge and wisdom to give them something that they can work with, and they can like they like you for what you bring. Like we are building a great community here with BB2, right? We could grow way larger numbers if we just attracted NPCs and bots, right? But we are attracting actually pretty smart, good community, in my opinion.
Yeah, we are. And that's because we focus on more than just kind of the junk, you know. We talk about majors that will always be there. We talk about equities. We
Yeah.
definitely go shit coining because it's fun, you know, and that's
Yeah.
actually a very important part of being a crypto investor is understanding that it's not just random and it's not just gambling, and that there's real alpha in that, but it's highly situational and it's also very seasonal, you know. So that's why we don't come on here and just like shill a bunch of garbage, you know. We talk altcoins, but again, most of it is in the spirit of just trying to outperform Bitcoin and ETH, which is alpha, right?
You're welcome. Look at that, man.
Yeah, Tucker, this is going to be a big play, man. Like I told you guys this morning in the Discord, I was thinking about rotating some of my spot Bitcoin into stacks. I'm not so sure I want to do it here. And the main reason for that is I don't want to sell any Bitcoin before we get an ETF decision. I think that that's silly. But after the decision, I would happily sell my Bitcoin into stacks or some of it. And also, if you look at the stacks BTC valuation, I think I could see like a cup and handle kind of forming. I don't know if you have any interest in looking at it.
I love you guys shelling my bags.
So I could see like you know, maybe a little dip back down here or a consolidation under this level, and then on the weekly time frame, a breakout,
Yeah.
a new high. But I think I could see us kind of consolidating here first. And I think that this consolidation will happen because the spot ETF gets approved. Spot Bitcoin will begin to outperform percentage wise compared to just holding stacks. But then at that point, I think it's a good spot for a rotation because that fractal that you had for stacks USD, Tucker, I think that will probably play.
Let's go back. There we go.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if it dips or not. I don't really care. I'm more interested in the stacks BTC valuation. Like whatever the stacks USD valuation is great. As long as I don't lose Bitcoin in making this trade, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, because back
Max,
then it was 56% drawdown right there. So I mean 30, 25, you know, 120, 125.
Wherever it's at, man, as long as I feel
130.
like the stacks BTC valuation is going to move up, I don't really care what the USD, you know. Not
Like-
that it shouldn't be noted, it's just I don't really care. Like I
Max,
want
When is the bottom on that pair, Tucker?
Huh?
When is the bottom on that? I'm just curious. When did it
When does this happen?
Yeah.
2 cents.
Well, I should probably put it here.
So after each season. Okay.
So February. End of January, February. Yeah.
oh man, it's all about pay bunk. All right, looks the same way. But look, the point being here is I appreciate Max who wants to depreciate the value of his assets by buying something like stacks, so he can stay in the market even longer. I really appreciate
no,
that. That's very modest. It's very
Yes.
modest of you, Max.
Dude, it's the Bitcoin maxi revolution, and the irony in it is that most Bitcoin maxis don't like stacks because they're purists. But it's actually the paradigm that they all want. They just don't realize it, man. It's a paradigm where you can access your liquidity without having to sell your Bitcoin. That's a dream come true. Stacks solves the two biggest issues that left Bitcoin lacking against something like real estate or even equities. One, Bitcoin is the apex asset of the world. Besides, it does not carry any native yield to it. And there's really no safe way to generate a yield in a decentralized fashion from owning Bitcoin. And two, there's no way to access your liquidity without selling it unless you go through a centralized exchange like a BlockFi, which obviously we know how that ended. So stacks as a layer 2 is attempting to solve both of those issues, which have been my two big hangups where I'm like, Bitcoin is the best asset, except in these two categories. So it's solving both of those. And it really feels like Stacks. When I read the white paper, it feels like I'm reading about ETH DeFi before last cycle.
All right, I want to bring up something pretty interesting since we're on the subject of Bitcoin layer twos, and I do think it's I'll give it to the YouTube and Twitter. I guess I was gonna keep this specifically for us, and I've already discussed it in our Discord. But another one that I've been paying attention to really closely, VARA. That one's pretty interesting too as a layer two. And I think upcoming, that's one to not sleep on. Market cap's really low on that one too.
What is it?
So it's a layer two on Bitcoin. So this is another solution to Bitcoin price. And I kind of like where it's landing right now as far as price, but it could realistically even see the lows again. But I think like here is a place to like, look and be like, this thing has some value here. This is where, I may want to entertain this. But I would say this from a chart
Will,
perspective,
is there
not
Twitter? Is there Twitter Vara network?
Yeah, VARA.
So Vara is an ultra fast and scalable layer 1 decentralized network powered by the Gear protocol. Is this the right one?
Maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Is
It
it?
is.
Yeah. That should be it. Yeah.
And this
But
has
essentially,
There's a good question. There's a good question with all these L2s on BTC, and it's an eternal question because we had the same with AI, right? And or Pepe, right? And the thing is that whenever there is something major, people tend to look like, yeah, but Pepe already ran, and I'm going to put it into this other clone of it, right? And then it's the original one that actually runs the most, like Fetch, Pepe, right? So I'm wondering if like STX is still going to outperform all of these other L2s. Like they'll probably run too, but who is going to be the outperformer? It's definitely the one to be positioned in, which I am, hopefully. Sorry if I cut you off, Will. I apologize.
well, you have the VAR network. You also have the Lightning network too, which I think a lot of people don't pay enough attention to. Not saying they have a token or anything like that, but that is also another solution to Bitcoin specifically too.
I don't know, man. It's just bleeding and
Tucker,
bleeding and
look.
bleeding.
How do you look at the market as it is, say bullish, and then draw something like that, Tucker? It's blasphemy.
I mean, it's just
No, listen,
Straight up.
Tucker.
overlay
This
DMT
is
on it.
I agree with Will that Vara here is bullish. The bleed is very bullish. Put on freaking wet. Okay, stay on this chart and put a next chart to it and put wet BTC there.
wrapped Bitcoin.
No. VET like wet VeChain.
Oh, VeChain.
Oh,
BTC,
that.
BTC,
I was looking at
BTC,
this chart the
BTC.
other day.
VeChain BTC.
Very much the
that's
same.
No, not same. VeChain BTC.
No, I'm saying the bleed.
BTC.
Yeah, you will see. You will see what I mean. Okay, and then go on. I think weekly. Yeah, and zoom out and go left before the prior cycle, like in 2020, right? And you will see that.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah. No, the next one. Yeah, this one. That's the right one.
Or
exactly.
this one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It landed right on top of the previous liquidity too.
This is how you do
Yeah,
price.
that looks good, honestly.
I mean, if you maybe,
There's that.
I just don't know if it's bottomed quite yet.
Well, you have that, and then you also had the horizontal, Tucker. If you draw that line horizontally, ignore the wick. Just draw it across the previous highs. You're sitting right on top of them.
You got a little bit lower, to
You
go.
It can
But
go.
Maybe.
here's the
I
thing.
mean, I mean, yeah, I could see it like do that, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
DMT just ripped out of a similar pattern, to be fair.
Let's see.
Yeah,
DMT.
a lot of charts are ripping out of that pattern specifically. I'm trying to give our community alpha, you know, something we do for free on a daily basis. I figured we throw them a bone, you know.
DMT was putting in lower lows.
Well, we are freaking spoiling them. Like, I hope they are spoiling us with the likes as well.
I hope so. I hope so.
that
That one I was not going to expose to you guys. I just want to be
Tucker,
clear.
why is Milady on your pay attention watch list?
Don't worry about it, Max. Don't worry
Oh
about
shit! Here we go again.
He tried to scroll really quickly. He like
He
zipped
said,
past it.
"Don't worry."
Max, if we have a big ripper from ETH within the next like 4 to 6 weeks, you don't think NFTs are going to get bid when the market
Bro,
sideways?
I am so positioned, Tommy. I've been
Tommy,
positioning in
you sound like
NFTs. It's not even funny.
you sound like you would do anything to make a quick buck, Tommy. I can't believe what you're saying right now.
I like money.
So wrong.
Listen, we make Max FOMO Miladies at the top. That is gonna mark the top of the run.
Tucker,
Yeah.
I'm not in.
you're
I'm
lucky
not
you didn't
in.
take our bet, man. You would have been toast.
When was it by though?
I don't remember, but you're far
No,
away.
I think I might have been. We might have said
It was
4
5
and
ETH
by.
floor, bro. It was 5 ETH floor.
All right, it was 5, but it was like by summer, bro.
Yeah, you're not getting there. Look how far.
You don't
off
think it's gonna double by summer?
you need to grow up, man.
At it's like a 2 mil market cap. What are you talking about?
Dude, what is this chart? Look at that
What
wick,
are you-
man. Never above.
There is always some coin that each of us hate. Not just us, but even from the crew that is watching, right? There is always some project, something that all of us hate. And for Max, guys, it's Miladies. He just doesn't like the people.
Why do you think that? I never said that.
No? Apologies.
I love them. I love them. It's just such a cool project.
So what I'm thinking is we all get a My Lady and we just turn off our cameras and have them as our pictures.
I mean, it's just different because, like, you know, I have like a wife and like a family, and like I don't spend thousands on pictures of little digital cartoon girls. But you know, like if that works for you, that's fine. If that's your thing, then you can do that. You know.
I wish we could get a panda chart on TradingView, man, so badly.
Max, you don't want to see my wallet, man.
Well, I've seen your wallet, man. You've shown me your wallet before.
You don't want to see my
when we were in Kansas City, you showed me your NFT collection. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I haven't sold anything.
This man, Will's Outlook, literally has like, I'm not joking, maybe 1,000 NFTs. I don't even know what they are, where they came from. The biggest NFT collection I've ever seen. I don't know if they're worth anything or they're worth $1 billion. But wow, there's a lot of them.
I think in the next cycle they're gonna be like, I'm up so much on some of these, and I think they're just gonna get better because I don't even think ETH is even attempted to run yet.
No, I don't think it has either.
Goodness gracious!
I think you're gonna see the first ETH leg pretty soon at this rate, given the way that we've recovered.
I'll put it this way, Max. Some ordinals. I'll be real fast. Some ordinals I bought for like 29 cents, and they're currently valued at like 0.05 Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, that's insane. Hey, Jackus, there's a guy from Twitter, Silent Learner 36. Maybe you can see his comment and help him.
Oh yeah, Silent Learner. How to join our Discord? Well, we have a link in our bio. I have a link in my bio on my account. So, but I hope each of us has that, and you can pick whichever guy here you like. You go onto his profile, right, into his bio, and you just click the link there. It sends you on the site of Because Bitcoin, and you can just join there the premium, or you can go just directly on Because Bitcoin, of course. But if you click that link on our bios, you also support us, basically.
Basically, go to Jackus's Twitter and click on the link in his bio.
All right, I approve.
I'm Jackus, and I approve this message. Yeah, Tucker, I see that happening, man.
This
I
is just a
actually
Bitcoin fractal.
By the way, okay, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
No, you're good, Cook. Go
You
ahead.
good? What's
No,
up?
I just when I said that like each of us hates something like some for no reason, right? So mine was FTX, and I just didn't like Sam, the platform, the people that were shilling it from the beginning. Just nothing. The guy was totally unworthy, and the worst part was that when it failed, I couldn't even like celebrate because
Yeah.
first it was the worst period of times, and second I was really pity for the people that lost their money there. But like partially I was so glad that this guy got out and his whole scam exchange. Never liked any about them.
See, that aged really well for you, though. Like to hate a coin that ultimately rugged. And
I
went
hate
to
the entire exchange and the like especially Sam and that Caroline girl, right? I left a meme about them, but they were always for some reason very um I wasn't familiar with them, so
You
yeah.
know what it was for me, Jackus? When she
What?
said we don't set stop losses, we think it's a horrible strategy. I was just like, dude, there's no way they're making money on trading. I was like,
Dude,
there's
I don't really set,
absolutely
I don't
zero
really
way.
set stop losses either, Will. Like I have levels
No,
of
but like if you're a
appreciation, but I
hedge
don't do that.
fund, like if you're a hedge fund, you're gonna get destroyed if you don't set stops.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, w- you know what it was for me, Will? I was like, man, they are legit. They are legit. Just looking at that point, I was like totally certain. When I heard that girl talk, I was like, they are looking at their books and looking how how people are positioned and just trying to counter trade them. Imagine you have this
yep.
ability and you
Oh, I
still fuck
yeah.
up.
You could see it in the.
How
I remember
dumb
back
you are.
then. Back then, order flow analysis was way more actionable because you could always just pay attention to what FTX was doing, and they were always the instigators trying to liquidate other people every single time.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was also all the tokens that they were involved with. Keep in mind that they were sitting there pumping tokens and then dumping them, and you could tell it was them over and over and over again. Like, and then on top of that, Sam, when he ate that cucumber, said, "I'm a vegan." I was like, "I'm over it. I'm not involving myself with this exchange anymore."
It was the veganism that did it
He
for
said,
Will.
I'm done.
Well, the
Will
Yeah.
only
guy's body
invest
is way
money
too
with people that
soft,
are
and he's a
carnivorous.
vegan.
See, people that are against veganism, it saved their lives. Jesus.
I mean,
You know what we should look at, guys?
what?
Bitcoin ticker. Bitcoin.
No,
yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I got it
Oh.
right here. It's on the list.
By the way,
Boom.
Don't you love the person that's market making FTT right now? It's actually hilarious.
John Ray. Wait, what's his name? Isn't it John Ray,
are
Yeah,
you
I
on
think
log?
so.
the lawyer?
It's in log. It's in log.
Yeah.
Take it off.
Put it in non-log.
Yeah.
Yeah, non log.
He's essentially market making vaporware at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure how
Cuzco
I
said
feel about
veganism
ticker
is a
Bitcoin.
spiritual thing.
I'm not so sure how I feel about ticker Bitcoin because I don't think it's going to get the big exchange listings. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, but they can just make it a different thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's a great point, Max.
How
I
many
never.
zeros has it got? How many zeros has it got?
Just one.
1,
Then
2.
it shouldn't be too much of an like. That's how I used to like gauge things in 2021. I'd be like, if they went with 15 zeros, they're not getting on it because I think it's like 7 or 8 zeros is the most an exchange will do. And so like to get it on exchange when you have more than that, it's too much of a hassle. You got to like manipulate your overall amount of token and stuff like that in a kind of a weird way, but it's doable. But you get a 2-to-1 ratio on exchange, and a lot of them don't want to deal with that.
Like, I could imagine. Like, can they actually list it and name it instead of Bitcoin? Can they name it HPOS?
Yeah, they can change the ticker. They can make it like it's like Harry on one exchange or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the ticker is what makes it special.
I know. It's
Yeah,
It's
but like,
hilarious.
if they want to list it without the liability of people thinking it's Bitcoin, they could do it realistically.
I mean, the exchanges could simply put like a yellow exclamation mark or red one next to it and say this is not the actual Bitcoin. Yada yada.
So we need to look at Bitcoin USDT because it's at 44.2.
Oh, so it's not at 33K like I was promised yesterday by every
Tucker,
trader on Twitter.
can you go to the 2-day chart, Tucker? That's the view we want to.
I
No,
have the
the 2-day.
3-day.
No. We need the 2-day. We need the 2-day.
There's an alpha on 2-day, not on 3-day.
Yeah. There's huge alpha on the 2-day chart. Look at that.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
go.
Who could have foreseen?
Now it changes the whole picture.
There's actually a good amount of alpha on the 10-day chart as well.
You remember when everyone was bragging about selling 44 to 45K Bitcoin yesterday? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I told it you. We tried to tell. We tried
We
to
told it you.
Everybody, they all put out their hedge tweets. Look here. I said we could definitely drop from here. I told you. I told you.
Look at Oziel's post.
No. Keep your super chat. Can't go back.
Yeah, he wants the 3-day.
What
Look at the
what
3-day,
about-
man. Come on.
Wait. What about the 7-day alpha chart?
Ooh.
Oh, I know
use
what
the
you're
5
saying.
days sometimes.
What about the 30-second chart? What about the 30-second
Where's
chart?
the time though?
What about the 31-day chart?
Yeah.
There you
the
go.
31-day
There you go.
chart. Put on the
The alpha.
monthly. I haven't
Hey,
heard
guys.
it today.
Hey guys, I got a dip. You guys keep cooking, but someone will have to close this out. All right.
Oh no.
I know. I don't mean to break your heart.
No.
10-day,
Wow.
guys. The 10-day.
Don't do this.
The non-fade 10-day chart, man. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks good here, right? Like
10-day.
I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this 2-day, man. I don't like it.
How about
Get rid of
15
that.
days? That's half a month, basically.
Look at that curl.
All right, we can negotiate. Let's do 3/4 of a month.
Wait. I got an idea and this is actually interesting, guys. I don't know if you know this, but for like if we actually split the year or the month in 28 days, right? We would have 13 months a year, and each week and each year would start with a Monday, and each month would start with a Monday. If instead of 12 months we used 13 months and 20, and each month was 28 days. So maybe there's an alpha on 28 days.
28 days.
Yeah.
I got you, Jackass.
And I think some culture actually uses that calendar instead. See, all are Mondays. Well, maybe this is some bullshit, but all should be Mondays.
I'm seeing a lot of Sundays.
Tucker, wasn't it the
Yeah.
6-month chart or something like that you did where like on the BLX where like you only had one red month or something like that, or one red 6 month or something?
It was BLX 6-month log. No, you have like 2 red, or what is it? Maybe it was 12-month. Wait, no, it wasn't hiking though. Yeah, it was 1 red candle.
There you go. Your bear market's over, guys. Just want everybody to be aware of that. It's not coming back for like another cycle.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
That's a big drawdown too. Look at that freaking drawdown with log off.
I know.
It's massive. Like, how do you look at that and still want to be bearish?
I mean, percentage-wise, it's less than both of these, though. But yeah.
Yeah, but if you were to look at that just from like a candlestick pattern scenario.
Yeah, there's a lot of wealth wiped.
Like billions.
Boom.
Yeah, you should post that chart, man, just so people are aware that the bear market's over. I don't think people got the memo.
You don't think people got the memo?
All of 2023 and people still haven't got the memo yet.
Yeah, I should post this chart. What was it, 2? This one's a little more skewed. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not know why, but it's actually with years, right? So each year starts with the same day. The 28-day period starts like 2020 was Wednesdays, 2021 was Fridays, 2000
If
yeah.
if you
Wait,
do
what?
it on
The 28-day period.
Monday,
so
January
it was off.
24th.
Now it was the 28-day period time frame.
Gotcha. If you do it on the
Tucker
yearly
is
too.
confused. Look at him cooking.
Yeah, I
His
don't
head
know
is
what you mean, bro.
exploding.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, he was trying to
The
get
first
like the
was a
chart to show-
Monday.
He's
So
like, what is
No.
January
going
1st
on?
was Monday.
So he was trying to get the chart to show on Mondays, but I think he said it wasn't quite there.
You want me to put on the 28-day chart? Is that what you want?
Never mind. Let's go. Let's
I
see this.
but Tucker, I did want to point out real quick, and I think this is important for context. If you go back through history, and yes, we're gonna go really high. Just put it on the yearly
Oh my
for
God.
BLX. You get 1 year of drawdown. One every single cycle. One, not 2, not 3, not 4. One. That's it. Every single time. And now go to SPY. Same thing. Go to the yearly. 1 year drawdown, multiple years upside.
We had 3 here.
Only in that scenario, 2 there. But prior to that, if you look at the other ones, go up to the second drawdown on SPY there, on that
What?
W formation where your line is.
Here?
Nope, where your white line is up top.
Oh.
That's a 1 year drawdown right there. Then you get 2 up, then you get 1 down. Then you get 3 up, then you get 1 down. Then you get 2 up, then you get 1 down. Then you get 3 up, then you get 1 down. Now we'll get 2 to 3 up, and then we'll get 1 down.
Yeah. You
Wow.
don't get a green and then a red if you've had a red before. You don't get red, green, red.
Correct. It never goes back to back. Whenever you
get
come out of a red,
green,
you go directly into a green, and you continue to go green for at least 2 to 3.
Wait, is that real? You don't get. Okay, wait. We had it here.
Only
red,
right
green,
there.
red.
That's
In
what year
47.
is that? 1947.
All right, we're gonna ignore that. Yeah, that's real though. You don't get red, green, red.
This is what I was telling people, and I was like, look, I was like, you get 1 year drawdown. The second you get a year of upside, you're going to continue up.
All right, so this 12 months should close above 47.50.
Yeah, it's going to close green. That's what a lot of people aren't getting.
Jesus, those yearly candles are really juicy. When I see this formation, what I often seen in the bar pattern is that there will be upside that sweeps the all-time highs, but it will close back where those closes are. Actually, I have to check on me.
Yeah, anytime you get a second red candle after a green year, it's an anomaly. It's less often of a pattern than any other pattern.
This was a huge wick too. What happened in 62? What was that? Vietnam? I'm serious. What was going on in 1962?
I think you're right.
I'm right, aren't I?
I'm pretty sure you're pretty spot on there. I'm pretty sure
it was when everybody was like doing acid and like whatever.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's not a pattern that is likely. It's less of a likely pattern for you to get to a red, green, red. You're more than likely to get a red, green, green, and then maybe a red, right? So at least 24, and this kind of supports the thesis too, Tommy, to where I think like, there's Kennedy, yeah, that's definitely the reason why. Where I think that we'll probably see the bull cycle, and that'll be our second green candle. and then maybe we get into a third, but really our third becomes a red, right? And that'll be 25, 26, somewheres in there. We'll get that red year directly after the bull cycle plays out.
Yeah.
I know, Tommy, we talked about this. Like,
Mhm.
we were talking about it in 2023. We were like, 24 could be, either drag sideways or run up. And really, I think that a lot of this is going to be kind of like play sideways until the end of the year and then run up to get that green candle. And, we get that top of market and then we red back down again.
Oh my god, I just found some alpha. Ooh.
Might have to save it for tomorrow.
I will. I'm
Cuban
not
Missile
sorry.
Crisis 19. There was
He
a
said,
lot
"I
going
will."
on. There was a lot. Yeah.
Cuban
That's
Missile
it.
Crisis. There we go.
Big wick. Would you sell your stocks if you knew a nuke was going to hit? Or if you thought a nuke was going to hit?
Yeah,
Maybe.
right in here. Jesus.
Yeah, I would just say that's like it's more of an anomaly than it is a reality, right? Like out of all the years the stock market's been around, you could probably find the red green red pattern, a handful of times. Whereas every other pattern that's played out, it's been red at least double green, possibly even triple green, and then red again to follow.
Yeah.
So the HTF is definitely something to really pay attention to. I think a lot of people just don't value it enough, right? They value so much the low time frame trades, and I think that's just the short sightedness of the market a lot of the time. But you could see, years in advance, essentially, if you just pay attention to your high time frames, and then you can really kind of play the trend in a positive way because you can know years in advance. Okay, we just turned green this year, we closed the year green. We'll probably get another green year. So regardless of how I feel about the market in short term, I know long term, for the next year or two, we could see more upside. So I should be more bullish than bearish, and my downside potential should be limited when I'm leveraging for downside, right? Well, that means like I don't want to hold a leverage downside position. I want to close them. And then anytime I get into a long position, I can hold those if I feel confident in the move because I know that the market should continue up based on my analysis of the high time frame trend.
Dude, look at okay, so we'll wrap it up in a minute, but dude, boomers who bought the biggest index in the world, I'm assuming at the time as well, in the 70s for $100 hit a 47x. That's unbelievable.
Bro, we did that in crypto in a matter of a month.
And they're like, oh, don't go out on the risk curve, whatever. Like after their index had literally just pumped like 1,300%, and then they ripped a 47x. Like, get out of here.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
This is the people that call us shitcoiners. That's what they remind me of. They remind me of like your like 70, 80-year-old people who are like, don't do that. And then all of a sudden they're ADHD looking over there, like looking at a rat fidgeting in the corner because they lost track of what's actually going on.
What?
It's actually insane. Like the people that talk about, oh, you guys talk about shitcoins. It's like, dude, have you ever made money in your life? Well, yeah, I own Bitcoin. Okay, that's great. You bought some Bitcoin. How much have you made on your Bitcoin? Well, it's about Bitcoin. No, it's not. It's about money. That's why your money's sitting in Bitcoin. Are you looking to make money? Or are you looking to just be there? Right? Are you looking to exist? There's a difference.
Yeah. You want to wrap it up, Tommy?
Yes, we've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes, guys. If you did catch what Jack has said a few minutes ago, bring your like button tomorrow. He's found some alpha. We're going to set a high goal for you guys tomorrow morning for the stream. Another episode of Market Check, and it'll be Friday. It's always kind of nice when we have these, shorter weeks before the weekend, right? But yeah, no, I really don't have too much to add on the outro today, guys. I saw a few people asking in the comments about how to join our Discord. We do have a link in the description of this YouTube video if you are interested. Just a bunch of guys, trading, talking markets, talking all things life, and being very successful doing it. I'm not just talking about the analysts that have been crushing it over the last few months, but also our community. I think the community loves it in there, and I know that the camaraderie in there is getting pretty awesome. So it's very cool to see it continue to that whole group, our ecosystem, our community grow and thrive, and hopefully some of you guys will take that leap and give it a go, especially before we release BB Terminal later this year, where the price will go up, guys. Can't leak too much alpha on that yet, but we are so excited for you guys to eventually see that later this year. But without further ado, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. Make sure to tune in for Market Talk with the legendary King Wabi at 4:15 to 4:30 Eastern Time. Sometimes we'll be somewhat past that, depending on how late the Giga Chad call goes in the afternoon. But lately, we've been starting right on time. So no worries there, guys. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. Let's see what the market gives us into the well, we might have an ETF decision tomorrow, maybe. If not, all eyes still on the 10th. Should be a good Friday no matter what. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Real quick, Tommy.
What's up?
Before we close out, I just want everybody to know that we appreciate you. Although I do talk a lot of shit to people, it's not me like hating on you for your cultish beliefs. All right, it's me trying to educate you so you can make money in these markets. But we do appreciate everybody who shows up every day and continues to support us.
Yes, thank you, Will, and completely agree. We very much appreciate you guys, and we go back and forth with the guys in the comments a little bit because it's fun. Most of y'all are pretty much all in good faith, so we have a lot of fun doing it. But that's all from us, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, y'all have a great rest of your day, and thanks again.